For the cast of Predator, please say hello to Bill Duke and Richard Chavez. And a few of their closest friends. Give it up for the cast of Predator. We need you rowdy Manchester. Let's hear it for them. We mentioned how great the cosplay was here in Manchester. Round of applause. Take a look at this. Just providing nightmares for you all here in Manchester. Let's hear it for the cast of Predator. And they've been surrounded. There's another right there, my goodness. All right, Manchester, one more time. Let's hear it for them. What a photo op this is. Oh, we've missed one. Come on up if you'd like to join your brethren here. Mr. Duke, Mr. Chavez, thank you so much for joining us here. First of all, how have you been enjoying Manchester so far?
I got to tell you, Manchester, the fans, the city, we took a boat ride through the canal, absolutely beautiful. The accommodations beautiful, but the most important thing today for me was the hospitality and the love from the fans. You guys are great. Much appreciated. From the bottom to the top of my heart. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. My goodness. And Mr. Duke, you've been meeting all of your fans today. It looks like you've been having a lot of fun, but they're keeping you busy. Is that right?
We've been very, very busy. We've enjoyed it. And being here has been a great pleasure. Great people, great events. But one of the most important things, great food.
Great food, yes. What cuisine in Manchester, what Mancunian cuisine have you been sampling while you've been here? What food have you been trying here in the UK and enjoying?
The fish and chips. Oh yeah, you gotta start with the fish and chips. And went to a great Thai restaurant. I apologize, I can't remember the name of it. A great Thai restaurant in downtown Manchester. And then the hotel was the food is excellent. And I'm searching for the name of the hotel. I can't remember. Bye-bye, guys.
Give it up for our cosplayers, Predators, and they're doing it in this heat, my goodness. I must ask you, when you're not enjoying Mancunian food and you're admiring these cosplayers, what is it like to see them dress up from the films? I mean, how much detail goes into each incredible look? It really is fascinating, isn't it?
It's totally impressive. The detail is what is really an amazing thing. They must take hours and hours and hours, right? And just impressive seeing what they do.
It's a lot of passion to create a look like that. Now, just a question for me. Do you have any early memories of meeting each other? And perhaps can you tell us what your first impressions of each other were when you first met?
Well, the first time I met Bill is not only a brilliant actor, but he's also a brilliant director and producer. And I believe it was in Joel Silver's office at 20th Century Fox. And the two people that I met on this day were Carl Weathers and Mr. Bill Duke. Boy, I walked into the office, my knees were shaking. There's Bill, there's Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, okay? And it was in Joel's office, and then at the gym. Because before we even went down to Puerto Vallarta, we did almost 3.5 months working on the gym with all of us before we even went down and shot one frame of the film. So, yeah, great memories, incredible memories.
Do you remember what it was like to meet Richard for the first time?
Yeah, I met Richard in prison. He was in the top bunk and I was in the bottom bunk. But it was in prison.
In prison. out there now, but they do rely a lot on CGI, graphics, and things like that. These, I mean, when you guys were filming in Mexico, this is the real deal. This is the heat. This is nature. These are the elements. What was it like to film in those conditions and not really have any sort of super advanced CGI to take any shortcuts?
When we were there the first few days, we were going to eat. The caterer had put netting around the food tent because in the middle of the jungle and there were bugs over everything, so we got our food the first day or two. There were bugs in the food. And so we told the caterer to take this junk back. We're not eating this. The caterer said, we're not putting bugs in your food. We're in the middle of the jungle. But the third day was called protein.
They called it protein. Okay, thank you very much. One was saving grace about that is that the food, when we went back to the hotel, okay, we had hot showers and the food was pretty good back then. But on the set with the caterer, and there, you know, like you said, there was no CG except for the heat vision from the predator, and when he disappeared. Those were things that were computerized and done that way. Everything else with the explosions, the fires, the heat, the bugs. I remember when I first started in the rehearsal, we had a 2-week in-country training, okay? And I'm a Vietnam veteran. I was in combat in Vietnam, so I kind of thought, oh, thank you very much.
Your service.
You're very welcome. I kind of thought I knew, okay, everything that needs to be known, but you always get surprised when you overthink stuff. And so we had a break in the action, and I cleared the area so that I could lie down, okay? And I checked every single inch. I laid down, and within like a few minutes, boom, I got the first bite. Then I got the next bite. 5, ready to bites on the side. 30. And I'm ripping out, taking and butt naked through the jungle to the water truck. Standing there, went into a little bit of shock, and the doctor came up. Now this is when it gets really kind of going, oh my God. The doctor came up and he looked at me and he goes, do you know, I've never seen something like this before. But it turned out okay, and he helped me, and I made it through that. But yeah, it was real everything.
Tough stuff for sure. We have a question all the way from Hungary and Budapest. How are you?
This is a bit of a silly question. So the first time I saw Predator was in a bar on a pirate VHS with one million monotone noise overdubbing. So my question is, have you ever seen that sort of, have you ever heard of that, like Ethiopian dubbing? That is like just one person doing everything? There's no actually.
She's asking if you've ever heard, dubbing in different languages for the film.
It's like when they had the piracy things before they actually made it professional.
Oh, yes.
So it would be just one person doing it.
Also, it wasn't professional at all. It was because it was
Have you ever seen that? It's basically one person, one man, just talking through.
doing all the different voices.
No, just talking.
Just narrating it.
Yeah, like one monotone male voice doing all of the characters, like the dialogue and everything.
Yes.
I wonder if you ever like seen those versions?
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of 80s movies like that.
You mean seen in a different language?
It's like that sort of pirate versions.
Yeah.
Really bad dubbing.
It wasn't professional dubbing. It was a pirate version.
I've never seen, but there were 2 friends of Bill's who were here from France that speak French, and they watched the movie last night, and we were speaking French. Okay, so they saw it. But I'll tell you a quick story. it's a movie, everything is redone. Voice, sound, just about everything. He really likes to perfect his speech and his pronunciation. So I think it was, what, at least a week or so that I spent in the basement at Fox, 20th Century Fox, redoing all of my lines, okay? Redoing my breathing, my running, everything, which was a pretty intense thing. So that does happen as well. Yeah, thank you.
Great question. Thank you so much. Hey there.
Hello, I just want to say it isn't always the time to movies after each year such like a movie. It's a wonderful series. So my question is, I know this is a basic question, but what do you think is what is your personal favorite moment from the film?
Personal favorite moment from the film. There's too many good ones to choose from. I think that's the issue here. Too many good, fun moments.
So many great memories. I got to tell you, I was fortunate. They got rid of the first Predator. We won't go into that. And so we did not see the Predator that's in the movie until January. We filmed in the summer of '86. January of '87, James Cameron and Stan Winston, the great Stan Winston, were on a plane together. And Stan had just been hired by Joel Silver to create a new Predator, okay? And Cameron came up with the Mando? Yes, thank you. And so they went down to a place called Chiapas in southern Mexico at the ruins at Palenque. And they brought me and Shane and Kevin and Arnold back down there, okay? And I was there the first day, okay, that Kevin Peter Hall, God bless you, Kevin, got in the suit for the first time, okay, and he got in the suit and he went like this. And I went, oh man, this is going to be good. This is going to be amazing. And it's turned out to be probably, as you see, these wonderful co-players, I believe one of the greatest alien creations of all time. And that was Stan Winston. Fond memory. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Such lovely manners. Thank you, sir. Hi there.
Hi guys. What are your memories of working on Hill Street Blues?
Hill Street Blues. Oh man, that was a great show. I played a doctor. It was a small part, but I got to meet a lot of guys, and that was in the first 4 or 5 years of my career. And a great experience. Bruno Kirby. I got to work with Bruno Kirby, who was in The Freshman, and a lot of The Godfather, okay? A wonderful man. And they were filming, and it was just great to meet him. And then I met him years later when I was doing War of the Worlds. A really great experience. I mean, I was blessed over those years in the 80s to work on some of the great television shows. It is Enough, Hill Street, Dallas, St. Elsewhere. I guess all those in there. True blessing. Truly blessed.
I'm the guy who sent you the picture on Twitter that you directed roll call scene, which you used on your Twitter for years.
What was the photo of on Twitter?
It was of Bill directing a roll call scene on Hill Street Blues.
And that was his profile picture.
Yeah, he used it for 7 years.
Oh.
Oh, that's so cool.
He sent you a photo of you directing on Hill Street Blues, and you used it as a Twitter profile on social media. Very cool.
Thank you very
You're bringing
much.
the nostalgia. I love that.
It's a very special episode. I really enjoyed it. Very, very fortunate. I was coming back from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I played my first Native American. I'm 25% Cherokee Indian. And I'm driving back, and I was thinking about the roles that I had played. And I said to myself, you know, I played a chief, a Native American in The Gambler 3. I played a doctor on Hill Street Blues. I played a lawyer on Miami Vice. I was a doctor, a lawyer, and an Indian chief. I mean, unbelievable.
You're a jack of all trades.
I couldn't believe it.
I love it.
It's really a blessing. It's really a blessing.
Mr. Duke, do you have any memories of Hill Street Blues that spark nostalgia for you?
You know, it was just a great shoot. It was a night shoot, and an emergency situation. And it just went very well. Easy peasy. That's what we got.
Easy peasy.
Well, I was the first black director on a lot of these shows, and it taught me a lot because they had already done a number of shows. You had to come in prepared. You had to come in and run a machine that was already operating. You couldn't guess. The creative aspect was not totally absent. The characters were already determined. The story was already determined. And so you had to collaborate. And so it taught you a lot about collaboration.
Well said. I'm so glad you brought that up. Great question.
Thank you.
You
Thank
both
you
had-
very much. You brought me back.
Illustrious careers, including Hill Street Blues. It was awesome to bring that up. Thank you. Hey there.
Hello, hi guys. It's great to meet you guys today. So my question is, basically there's so many great iconic lines from the film Predator. People, you know, get to the chopper anytime, you haven't got time to go, all that kind of stuff. And I was just wondering, out of the lines, were they all scripted, or was it any of the lines that were shared around the ensemble cast? Did you come up with any of them on set yourselves, or was it all scripted? So that's kind of a question for you.
Well, a lot of it was scripted, but he's a great director. You know, people think directing is just this person that tells everyone what to do. But in a great film like this, it's a collaboration between the writer, the director, and the actor. And so you're able to give your 20 cents, you know, and it's not about ego. We're all trying to make it better and better and better and better. And so working with, you know, this director and this film was a privilege because it was a collaboration.
There were a couple of experiences. The one thing that I had, when we went down to Chiapas, Shane Black was there as well. I forgot to mention Shane. And they wanted a scene, and Joe Silver and McTiernan asked Shane, who's really probably one of the greatest screenwriters of our generation, to work on a scene between Arnold and I that referred to a past experience that the two had together. And
They mentioned Afghanistan.
I remember Afghanistan. And so Shane and I worked a little bit together on that. And then you're hit your bleeding scene. Because Jesse and I were both Vietnam veterans, they gave us a little leeway in regards to that. And, but mainly everything was pretty much on the paper with the Thomas brothers. Ray wrote a great script. So we had an incredible foundation. We
you're Marty McFly, or both? You're a mix. Okay, fantastic. You always have good questions. Can't wait for this one.
Lovely to meet you, Bill Richards. Welcome to Manchester. So I heard a story that Arnold, he literally took a gym to the jungle and he woke you guys up at 5 a.m. every time just to wake up. So I'm curious to know, who was that from the cast who was secretly cheating their workouts and who was trying to hide as well to get away from Arnold?
He wants the gossip.
I tried to hide. They used to run, I'm not talking about feet, miles. He can tell you, they used to run miles before they came back and had breakfast and then went to the city. So it was like, how far did they run?
I mean, they run, not to be, there was Puerto Vallarta, there was Ishmael, which was down the road, not quite that far, but at least a couple of miles, and worked out. Now you gotta remember, before we even went down there, we worked out for like 3.5 months. I remember I got lucky a little bit because I got bitten by ants. So I had a little bit of a break, okay, for the first like week and a half or so. And that's when I got the phone call one morning. Richard, I've broken a sweat. Would you please come down and join me? And I'm going, I went down and joined him. And that was the deal. Arnold, you know, great man, but expects professionalism and he does expect participation in the health and body, okay, which is good for everyone. So a wonderful time in that regard. I was in the best shape. I mean, even in the Army, I was in better shape before, during, and after that movie than I've ever been in my life.
I mean, you did an amazing job. So would you say Arnold's more scarier than the Predator?
Well, you know, I tell this story all the time. Arnold, see how big and muscular he is. And he had a trainer called Sven. And Sven was bigger than Arnold. And one day, Arnold got into this debate with Sven. And we were in the gym. And Sven says, Arnold, come over here. And Arnold comes over. Sven says, put your elbows up. Arnold puts his elbows up. Sven puts his hand under Arnold's elbow. Lifts him like a kid. Wow. That's how big he was.
Huge. Sven Nordling Thornton. He was the one that filled out my workout sheet, okay? And a great guy, incredible man. If I'm not mistaken, Sven was the world's strongest man at some point in the beginning 80s, okay? But they were very close. I was telling Bill on the drive, I think yesterday, we were going somewhere. There are stories, okay, that I'm saving for my book, okay, which will not be published until after I'm gone, okay, so that they can't come after me. No, I mean that in a good way. It was for me to be around some of the world's strongest, most well-built, and even Carl was the epitome of a physical Adonis, okay? And Sonny Landon was looking for a good, and then there was Jesse I'm not going to say it, Jesse the Body, that tried to say that his arms were bigger than Arnold's. I don't think so.
Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Chavez, if the book isn't going to come out until you're gone, that means there will be some juicy, juicy stories in that that book. Is there a waiting list we can get on?
Well, you know, I'm telling you, I'm working on it now. I really am. And I think I'm going to have to let it come out just a little bit, you know? But, you know, that's one of the things in the business. You don't throw anybody in front of the bus, okay? I consider myself very good about that. And when I say that there are some really juicy stories, they're really good, but nothing that would really upset, you know, some of the wonderful people that I've worked with. But they would go, oh, I can't believe Richard told that story.
That's something to look forward to reading. Thank you for that. Hi there.
Hi gentlemen, I'm Matt from Aberdeen, Scotland. Got great memories having to stay up late on a Saturday night to watch the likes of Predator and Commando, so thank you. My question is there a particular 80s franchise or director or actor that you never worked with that you wish you could have been part of or you'd like to have done?
That's a very good question. I mean, really good. Another franchise. You know, I really wish I could have Avatar. Okay, I thought it was a great new James Cameron. I interviewed for the first time to play a Latin part in the very beginning of the movie. To work with James Cameron was a dream. Okay, and so many other wonderful directors. And to work with Clint Eastwood. I met Clint, I worked with Clint Eastwood in a different capacity. And I've known him for a very long time. And he was Francis Fisher. To work with Clint Eastwood, you never know, you know. But with anybody right now that I would love to work with again or be directed by is this man. Right here, Mr.
Thank you so
Bill.
much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the way from Scotland. Thank you. Hey there.
Hey, are you okay? I'm Aaron from Manchester. Welcome to Manchester. We're having a good time. Right, there's so many big names and so much testosterone flying around on set, in the jungle, not being able to eat food. And I know Arnie's a big guy, but out of everybody, who's the toughest, most ferocious person that you have on set? And it doesn't necessarily have to be any of the extras, it could be any of the extras or anything like that.
Could be Sven, you know.
I would love to say Richard Chalmers, but, okay, the only thing that I would say about me is that in regards to movement, okay, I had them all beat. You know, Gato, the cat, okay? Because I was in the forest when I was a kid, the Boy Scouts went to Vietnam, okay? And returning would go, somebody else was moving and you just needed somebody to do it a little bit better. But, I mean, Carl was incredible. I mean, to see Bill is, I'm going to have me some fun. I'm going to have me some fun. That was bad. And killing that pig, even though I wish he could have found something bigger. But yeah, that was a great scene. And of course, Arnold. Especially after the rest of us got killed, what he did in those ending sequences in fighting the Predator, I think was incredibly impressive. Really.
One of the things I'll tell you is, you know, the jungle doesn't care how big a star you are. The jungle doesn't care even, your fame or whatever you think of yourself. We were under conditions that were brutal. Not only the heat, we were surrounded by animals, all kinds of bugs, and the food was not great. So we all bonded to get through.